Day 25, the accusing tongue. The accuser of our brothers who accuses them before our God day and night has been hurled down. Revelation 12:10. Things were going badly for Job. He had lost his children, his wealth, and his wealth. To add insult to injury, his insensitive well-being friends accused him of pride, covetousness, and a host of other characters failing. Job 22. Although they came to sympathize with him, these three miserable comforters spent the majority of the time trying to convince Job he was responsible of his own woes. Such an accusation was more than this innocent victim to bear the pain of false accusation. Have you ever charged someone with wrongdoing before you establish evidence on his guilt? What do you do? So, you fall into the same pattern as Satan, the official accuser of God's children. Emotional and spiritual maturity dictate that you must seek first to understand rather than making an accusation. Look at the example. God said in the Garden of Eden when Adam and Eve blew it. He could have easily said, Adam and Eve, you are ungrateful sinners. I should never have trusted you in my garden. God's non-accusatory style is confronting Adam and Eve about their trespassing provides a powerful model for those of us who tend to accuse before obtaining all the facts of the matter. Then the Lord God called to Adam and said to him, Where are you? So he said, I heard your voice in the garden and I was afraid because I was naked and hid myself. And he said, Who told you you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree of which I commanded you that you should not eat? Genesis 3 from 9 to 11. I could not help but note that God already knew the answer to each of the three questions he asked Adam. Notwithstanding, he gave Adam an opportunity to explain his behavior. Asking a clarifying question and listening to response are key steps in overcoming an accusing tongue. I repeat, ask and listen. Has anyone ever accused you falsely? Have your motives been called into question when you knew they were pure? How should you respond to such injustice? Well, the first step is to ask God guidance as to whether to proclaim your innocence and the best way to do so. If the lie has affected someone, you must explain that the accusation is simply not true. You have no control over whether or not he will believe you. Also, if you are not certain who the perpetrator is, do not waste your energy trying to find the source of the lie. Know that all lies originate with Satan, period. I have had people with comments about other persons' incompetence and shortcomings and then falsely attribute their statement to me to give it credibility. When I have an opportunity to refuse an accusation, I will do so. If not, I simply ask God to bring the truth to light. I cannot afford to divert my mental energies from worthwhile projects to chase feathers that have been loosed to the wind. God is my vindicator, and he will do a much better job than I could do in seeing that justice is done. Today's affirmation. With God's help today, I will tune my ears to wisdom and concentrate on understanding. I will cry out for insight and understanding. I will search for them as I would for lost money or hidden treasures.